And Smith's throw into the hands of Fan. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Again, Smith. And he finds his target. It's Marquise Goodwin.
Down inside the 10.
And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Marquise Goodwin with touchdown number 8 on the year.
And the Seahawks get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. They said that they wanted to get him involved early, and what a way to cap their opening drive, Charles. We know he's one of the fastest receivers in the NFL, and he showcased it on that play.
And when you have a guy like that, you want to make sure the defense sees him early, right? You want to see how they're going to adjust, how they're going to try and guard him, because they can't replicate his speed in practice unless they've got one of the few guys who are as fast as he is. And all it took was one drive. He burned them, and I don't think it's the last time they call his number in this one.
Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Charger drive about to get going. They have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And, Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are. But let's face it, partner, they can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
But they certainly came out firing in this one, and while that one was incomplete, I can't imagine that'll be the last shot that they take in this game.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert rolling to his right. He's going to look deep for more. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. They give him a gain of 38.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Herbert will give this one to Eckler. He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4 on 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Herbert. That's caught by his tight end, Gerald Everett. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. His first catch, good for 9 and a 1st down.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
On first down, it's Herbert. And he is going to go down. He will be sacked on the final play of this first quarter. After 7-0 on EA Sports. So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. Play action. It's Herbert. He finds his receiver, Williams, for a Charger touchdown.
Mike Williams, 26 yards. And the Chargers are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
Extra point good by Hopkins. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted.
Picked up by J.C. Jackson.
And the Chargers are going to get it back here just past the 35.
That throw, Charles, over the middle of the field, and a few too many bodies in there got picked.
That's a normal situation, too, isn't it? No matter how hard you try and spread the field sometimes, there's always going to be a traffic jam, it feels like, towards the middle. And if there's any type of a missed throw or maybe the ball's tipped or just too many bodies in the area, an interception can result.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackle.
He's got a man. Complete. Touchdown, LA. Deshaun Jackson, 59 yards.
And the Chargers have taken the lead.
Hopkins with the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Now Gino on first down.
Targeting the out route, and he completes this to Metcalf. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Off of play action, here's Smith.
Throwing the out route, and he connects with Fant. He'll get it inside the 20.
And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle.
Ken Walker hitting double digits with his 10th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks are within an extra point of tying up this ball game.
No going for two. They'll kick the point after. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away.
And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going.
Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
Herbert able to show his wheels as he gets the first.
A give, Eckler running to the right. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
End result of that one, a nice 4-yard gain. So you can use that to set up your play-action game, or you can come right back and continue to run the football because as an offensive play caller, you're on schedule and feeling pretty good about your next couple of calls.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game.
Second and 6.
It's Eckler again. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46.
54 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
They'll try the air now with Herbert. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Williams. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds.
When you call a wide receiver screen, no matter how many blockers you get in front of the guy that catches the ball, there's still an aspect of the guy catching it, turning into a runner, breaking tackles and creating his own yardage, and he just did on that play.
Herbert jet sweep as he taps it forward.
And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
Play action this time for Justin Herbert. And that is incomplete.
Tremendous coverage there. Just did not catch the football and complete the interception. But what do they say all the time? If he had really good hands, he'd be playing offense.
They snap it to Herbert.
Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Tariq Woolen picks it, and the Seahawks are going to take over here up near the 40.
He's certainly not been afraid to take some chances downfield. Now, look, it's paid off for him a couple of times. That time, not so fortunate.
And that's where I want to start, what you said. It's paid off a couple of times. So his aggressiveness has been good for his offense for the most part. So he throws an interception there. No one likes that, but I would not rein him back in. The return on investment thus far has been pretty good. 2 touchdowns to 1 interception.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Now Geno. Throwing the out route, incomplete. That's Goodwin. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That one good for 14 and a Seahawk first. Play action. It's Smith. This is the tight end Fant. He will go out right near the 35-yard line. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a 1st down.
And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver, although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Back to throw, Smith. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
When you run in the slant, timing is everything. And against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
Smith, an incomplete pass on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Geno.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Bryce Callahan.
And the Chargers are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away?
And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Now, the Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the 1st half. So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. Now it's Herbert. On the screen, this is Eckler.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
The heavy set out there. 3 tight ends in the formation for 3rd and 3.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he will have a 1st down here at about the 40. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these 2 teams at the break. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? Seahawks trailing, but they will have possession first here as we resume action in the third quarter.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. To throw is Smith.
Throw out wide to Walker.
And some room to maneuver. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
A couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that could really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
On 1st and 10, Smith. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. 2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. Now it's Smith. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by J.C. Jackson.
And the Chargers are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. And that could turn out to be a giant play, Charles. You got an offense driving to take the lead, but they're turned away on the INT.
And I think that we might look back on this in the fourth quarter and say, that was the play of the game.
The Charger drive about to get going.
And their defense just helped them out by getting the football back on the opening drive here in the second half. And now can the offense follow through with points on their first possession?
And that's a big one for them.
And I think the ball's out. And the Seahawks have picked it up.
So turnovers, Charles, you figure will be key in the second half, and that's a big giveaway there.
Yeah, and as you and I both know, coaches are always preaching ball security, and none more often than right here in the second half of a tight football game. Now you've got to believe what the coaches are saying.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by J.C. Jackson.
And the Chargers are going to take possession of the football.
I think it's safe to say this is a game he's not going to forget anytime soon, Charles. 3 interceptions.
It's rare that we see 3 interceptions by one team, let alone by an individual. And I think that after the second one, he's probably telling his teammates, any ball that's in the air, it's going to be mine. And that turned out to be true.
And if there was a lane there, it closed up quickly as he stopped for no gain. 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
A good action to this point in the third quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10.
And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
Third quarter now from SoFi Stadium. Here's a 2nd and 10.
Justin Herbert looking to pass.
And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Here's Herbert. Flushed out right. Working the middle here. That's complete to Everett, the tight end.
And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Herbert. Throw right side is into the hands of his tight end, Everett.
And he's going to get this down near the 25.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
Option play, and they'll give to Eckler.
And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked out before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Back to throw here, Herbert. Forced out to his left.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
Well, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try and get those yards a safer way.
Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert.
He'll get this out wide to Eckler.
And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25.
Herbert jogs off, and out comes Dustin Hopkins to take this kick for L.A. on 4th down.
Made his first. This now from 42 yards out. And that is no good.
Always disappointing when you miss a field goal, but when you're playing against a defense this good, you and I both know that's a crucial miss because you can't afford to leave any points out there. You've got to take them when you can.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
Here's Walker to start the drive. And he'll get a few yards here to the 34.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
And he'll get about 2 there to the 36. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Now Smith.
He's got his tight end Fant. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Walker now on 1st and 10. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33.
A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Well, they've certainly been successful throwing it around in this game. That's allowed them to move the ball on offense. But I've got to tell you, to watch them run the football and successfully, I'm not taking sides. But to see the ball in a running back's hands, oh, that's football for me.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this one is incomplete.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
And if you're thinking field goal from here, it's 48 yards. I think they'd like to get him a little help now on third down and move it closer. Left side here, that's the tight end Fan. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and it'll be fourth down. They'll run for it. It's Walker. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22.
A new lease on life after the fourth down conversion. Here's 1st and 10.
Now Smith. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Goodwin. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Sets him up nicely. 1st and goal. It was a pickup of 14.
Here's Walker.
And he'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
It's real easy to say this running game needs to be better, but the reality is they've been given little time to actually find a place to run the football. It's almost like the defense is there on the handoff.
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far, they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal.
Again, Walker.
And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop. Ball right around the 5 here, brings up 3rd.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys.
And he is in for the Seattle touchdown.
Kenneth Walker
with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Seahawks have taken a 4th quarter lead.
Extra point right down the middle, and that will make this a 4-point game. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25.
The Charger drive about to get going. And the way their last drive ended, boy, it was frustrating. They had a pretty good drive going. It was sustained, and then it stalled out, Charles, and they missed the field goal and got nothing out of it.
Is that insult to injury? Because they had such a sustained drive, as you noted. So you know for the head coach, it almost felt like a little bit of failure to send out the field goal unit and then to not even see the ball go through the post. What a bummer on that last drive for them. Got to pick themselves up from that one.
So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. Throwing on second down.
Herbert. Jackson with a catch.
9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be third and less than a yard. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing. But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
Herbert gets this to Moore.
And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down. Now a timeout called for by the offense, as they'll get it with just a shade under a minute to go in the game.
Herbert. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Herbert going to throw. He dumps it to Eckler underneath, and he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the fourth. 7th play of the drive, forthcoming on 3rd and 8.
Now Herbert.
Rolling to his left. Oh, a leap, and he will make the catch. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Throwing, Herbert.
To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You're having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
Herbert to throw. Targeting Moore, and he's got him on the crossing pattern.
And now here comes their final timeout as they take it with 8 ticks remaining.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
And with inside of 10 seconds, 8 to be precise, we get whistles and a timeout on the field. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal.
Herbert.
Escaping the pressure right. And he's got it. It's caught for a touchdown. And they have taken the lead here in the final seconds.
Charles, that drive was perfect. Methodical, executed so well, and they grabbed that lead with almost no time left for a last gasp from the other side.
No way you could have drawn up a better final drive because not only did they keep their eyes on the end zone, they made sure they bled the clock out as well and denied their opponent a chance to respond. That's just terrific situational football to end this one.
Oh, I was just about to say he hadn't missed an extra point all season, but there it is. His first miss, no good. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee and they'll put it out to the 25. One last throw here for Smith. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes.
Well, it took us until the final play, Charles, to officially decide a winner. Although on that last play they were so backed up, it would have taken a miracle, and they couldn't get that miracle done.
Well, I like how you stayed with it because we both knew that this had to go down to the last play, and neither side was going to exhale until that play concluded because we've seen the improbable before. A couple of laterals, maybe some poor defense on the back end. They might have gone all the way to the end zone. In this case, though, it didn't happen. Perhaps next time.
So for the Chargers, they move back over 500 now at 4-3. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, the loss drops them back to 4-3 so far. And they will be at home next week to take on the New York Giants. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.